Mother fuck.
Hey, for those of you that are just tuning in, we've had a great conversation for the last 35 minutes about my trip up to Alaska. But James just realized it wasn't being recorded. So
Let's start the show. Hold on. Here we go. Hey, we've been off for a couple years. This shit happens. Hey, everybody. Welcome to tuning into the program. My name is James. With me is Chris, and this is FuelStopChats. It's a podcast where we talk about, well, anything. We try to talk about motorcycles, but not always. So tune in, enjoy, and hope you like it. We have literally been sitting here just having a great old conversation for the past half hour. And I'm looking, I kept looking on the screen because we're using a new recording setup. And I'm like, where is it telling me how long we've been recording for? I can't find it. And I'm clicking through these things and I'm clicking through it. And I'm looking and it says record. I'm like, yeah, I hit that.
Oh, dude.
And then I put my cursor over it and it says press here to record. And I was like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
That's why I'm laughing so hard for those of you just tuning in. If you do this on YouTube and you see this and you see the intro and you see me just dying laughing, it's because James just went through this whole 5 minutes of, oh my God, we haven't been recording for 40 minutes. So it's been a couple of years. We've been away. We got new tech.
Well, I think the show's over. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Oh no,
really appreciate you guys tuning in. Tune in next week when we talk for 10 minutes. And so we'll go really fast. Here's what you missed.
This is why we took 2 years off. This is why.
Well, you know what though?
Oh my God. I'm beside myself because I literally had a conversation with our number one listener, aka my wife. She's probably one of 3 listeners. Shout out to Guy McDonald because I know that he'll be listening to it, and probably Barry. But she's like, "You're going to be doing a podcast tonight? You're not going to get into so late." I was like, "No, we're doing 30 minutes. We're going to start at 10 o'clock. It's now 10:48, and James realizes he didn't hit fucking record.
So we got a solid 3 minutes for this episode. Life's been great for the last 2 years while we were away. A lot of life events. I'm wearing my new company hat that I started a year and a half ago or so. Yeah, we're starting year 3. March is what's today? The 27th?
It's going to be the 28th because I didn't hit record.
Yeah, we'll roll into tomorrow. And you can tune in yesterday, and it'll be really cool. It'll be a time warp thing. Let's do the time warp again. Rocky Horror Picture Show reference. Anyway, 10:40, 10:48, 2:27. So, today is our start of year 3. So we're really excited about that. Kind of expanded our reach a little bit, and definitely having a good time. Way better calendar scheduling than when I was working in corporate America. Travel none, other than driving around, meeting folks in their home, and
Nice.
talking about roofs and siding and windows and gutters. Did have a killer trip to San Antonio for the International Roofing Expo. San Antonio put on a hell of a show. 10 football fields of displays about anything and everything. Yeah, it was incredible. It was really good. Really good keynote speakers each day that really were poignant about some world economic things that could be, but they pointed out some great statistics about our business that was really positive. Grandson, for those that haven't heard or don't know, slipped, fell, a 1 in a gazillion chance of a spinal stroke, which basically it's cutting off the blood to the spinal cord. He was paralyzed from the neck down, and so for the last year, it's been a year and a half. It's been amazing. Yeah, it's been incredible. But I got a video clip of him at therapy dribbling a basketball down the hallway, and
That's
so
awesome.
yeah, so he's doing so much better. Lord's blessed us there. And then what we really started digging into was
We're
my
gonna do it another episode because you can't. I can't have you rehash the last 30 minutes of your epic trip to Alaska. So we will dedicate another
I had a
episode.
prop. I had a prop and everything, man. I had my hat. This is from the trip. My hat with my
He's holding a
mosquito
hat
net.
with mosquito netting around it.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll do it another time. What else you want to talk? We talked about Mexico just now. Oh no, you weren't recording that.
No, I wasn't recording that either.
We talked about that killer ride in Arizona. Where
Yeah,
we
no,
go.
no,
We
no,
didn't record
no.
that either.
Didn't record that either.
What else didn't we get?
Everything.
Oh, your she shed, he shed, man
Yeah,
shed,
yeah.
where you're sitting now. But no, we didn't record that either.
No, we got
I
nothing.
think of what else we talked about that people really want to tune in and hear about, but well, they're going to have to wait because we didn't record that. So let's see. I saw the Lumineers. Speaking of past podcasts,
Oh, nice.
if you're a first time listener, there is a really cool with Wes Schultz from a couple seasons ago, and they were on Fallon the other night, and I thought about you. And I thought about that album because James and I got an early drop from their publicist before the album
I
was
just
released.
talked to Jim, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah, I reached out
He's
to him,
good
let him
dude.
know that we're getting ready to kick this off again. If he wanted to come out and not bring anybody, just Jim.
Yeah. He's
'cause- yeah. I mean, the company that he works with, they represent, and it's no like an NDA on this or anything. Robert Plant,
yeah.
Jack White, and the White Stripes. And that's just touching the top. Lumineers, of course, because he brought Wes on.
Wes
And-
was-
yeah, Wesley, he's a big Triumph guy, so that was a great show. Recorded that one, luckily.
Anyway, I saw them on Fallon the other night, and I was like, I'm really looking forward to getting back in the studio with James, and doing some podcast again, man. It's been a while. And you,
Yeah,
let's see. I recapped my epic things, right? My grandson, the Alaska trip. We'll talk about some other episode. The business starting. I'm wearing the hat, but you moved, built.
Oh yeah, it's been
this sound
and it's
studio.
really the reason why I haven't been on here.
And built
so-
that place in North Carolina, right?
Yeah, so for the last I don't know, two years, we were building that place up in North Carolina, and before we finished that house, we decided to take advantage of the market the way it was and where it was, and we downsized from the house that we were at, bought a neat little 1931 home right near downtown Tampa, a half-acre lot, sort of do what you want. Didn't have a garage. Had to build a garage, and that will I'm dedicating an episode for if anybody wants to listen in to the comical errors of James and the City of Tampa Permitting Office. It was just horrific. It took me a year battling them to get proper permitting, and it still never got completely done right. I'll get into that in another one. So, but I did get a wonderful 24-foot by 38-foot 4-car garage built, steel building, Carolina Carports. It's gorgeous. I had a shed that I had to get rid of according to the city, and then that job position changed, and they said that I could keep the shed. So I ended up taking the shed and did foam insulation on the inside, and then I air gapped it, and I put in a whole other shell of a wall with all new 2x4s, and spray foamed that, and then did double ply 5/8 inch drywall. I built 6-inch doors out of timber, put those on. It's completely soundproof.
What's that?
Yeah, exactly. So I got the drums set up. When I'm beating the hell out of the drums, my wife says, "Yeah, you can hear those," but I got to be hitting hard. I've got a Bose system set up in here. A friend of mine came over with this Fender amplifier and his guitar, and we set that up. We had things so loud, we went outside, shut the doors, you couldn't hear it. I was like, that's impressive.
That is impressive.
I just got done building a 40-foot by 50-foot deck, connecting the garage, the shed, and the house. So just doing some stuff like that. So yeah, we downsized the house. By the time we got into the new house in Tampa, the new North Carolina house was finished. So then we had to move into all of that, set that house up, which we're Airbnb-ing. So if anybody wants to stay in North Carolina, let me know. I've got a good lead on a house that's in Bryson City. Perfect for motorcycling.
Beautiful spot.
It's been doing really well too. We covered half our mortgage last year, so
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really happy with that. We're actually going to go up there all of May and April, so I'll be podcasting from up there in the mountains.
I think it's April and May.
Well, it depends on which way you're looking at it.
Yeah. Oh, from down here up there, I get you.
Well, yeah, I just look in go start at the end and look back.
Yeah, it's kind of like the recording tonight.
Yeah, exactly.
Start from the back and work our way forward.
Yeah, ass forwards. Back asswards. That's me. So yeah, I've been doing all of that. Dealing with cars, dealing with motorcycles. My bike, I actually got a new bike. I got a Grand America, and it got jacked up in the hurricanes because we had to deal with the hurricanes down here pretty heavy this year. And I should be getting that back next week, according to them. It's been there for 2 months, waiting on parts to come in from Germany because, God forbid BMW ship anything forward. So they're waiting on the last portion, which is the reverse that went out on it. That'll be done. I can go pick that up, throw it on trailer, bring it up. Got a new trailer. So I've got the 14-footer that's enclosed, and I picked up one of those Kendon fold-up trailers that just sort of...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so loving that thing. Trying to think what else. Just life in general. Somebody got a hip replacement. Somebody got a new Camaro.
Yeah, new old. Yeah, 69 Camaro to match yours.
you keep chasing me, man.
Yeah, you know what we're working on right now is we're trying to figure out a promotional vehicle for the business.
I think you should get a 57 Ford.
57 Chevy pickup.
Even better.
It was my first car when I was a kid, and I've always wanted another one. And I told my wife, I go, the business could buy the truck.
Smart. Write it
I
off.
could have it all macked out. I could get all the artwork done. I want to do old school, like, the hand painted on the door where they used to paint the fancy.
No, I do like that idea. I think that'd really good. Really
have this logo painted on the door. But I'm talking, $70,000, 57 Chevy, modern suspension, nice LS,
So I would say find one and then reach out to like Gas Monkey Garage or one of those shows and have them do it.
Oh, I already got it, man. Iron Resurrection, Texas Metal. Those boys down there, man, I love their style. I love the way they do things. I'd love to have him do one because he's an artist also. So he can.
Yeah, but then you get that show promotion for the company.
Right. Trips down there to check on the build,
Yep,
right off.
Exactly.
The IRS doesn't tune into this, do they?
No, they're busy worried about their jobs.
I'm excited. I told them, man, I was like, guys, we gotta do some extra work this year because we got to get that promotional truck. Think about how cool that'd be in a parade, like the parades and stuff.
Yeah.
Just driving around, people be like, I remember that logo. Oh yeah, that's a roofing company. Do you guys do siding and windows? Yeah. So anyway, I made room in the garage. I'm in the process right now of building because I got 15-foot ceilings. I'm gonna on the right hand side. You've been there, so I'm saying to you on the right hand side. For you of those listening, what the hell is he talking about? Anyway, on the side, not where the lift is, I'm going to build a 6-foot high platform that it makes an L, 12 foot by 12 foot that comes out 6 foot. And I'm going to take a bunch of the crap that's on the floor and I'm going to put it up there and give myself more floor space. And then I've talked the wife into cleaning out the garage where she parks from weddings that have happened, kids that have moved out, and the crap that we accumulated we can get rid of. And I'll move some of my stuff like, the four-wheelers over here, for example, where we could take them and go for a ride. But it'll floor... She said, why are you so focused on cleaning up all this floor space? I said, because I'm going to park a 57 Chevy pickup right here.
Exactly.
Man's got to have his toys, or his company should have his toys.
The company needs promotional items.
Yeah. And what's funny about it is I was at the IRE conference in San Antonio, the International Roofing Expo. There was a company down there with this green 69 Camaro that was amazing. And I was like, what prompted this? And she said, well, two things. One, it was the exact color of our logo. And two, there's not a guy in here that don't stop and ask about it.
Yep.
So you want to talk about drawing people to your booth? And I said, I need a promotional vehicle.
I agree. You sold me.
So
You sold me at 1950. I was good.
Yep.
That's as far as you had to get.
Yep. It would look so cool in the garage next to the 69 Camaro. It just, and maybe put a bike or two or three right in between it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I see no reason with it. Yeah, that's fine.
You should do that, right? Let's see, what else is new? I still got the old 75. I need some work. I'm trying to get it going again for spring because we got the BMW, the rally in Gettysburg in May. And I kind of like to have it running and maybe ride it over there for that.
You doing anything with the touring company? Has that sort of been on back
Local.
burner, starting up the business?
I mean, word of mouth has traveled. There's been several folks on different forums that would say, hey, if you get to Gettysburg, stop and see this guy. I had 60 or so people last year, mainly focusing on the Gettysburg tour and focusing on Antietam and Harper's Ferry and that kind of thing. But yeah, the business kind of took off and took over that part. But again, I'm blessed with a GM that's just amazing, great sales guy. If the GM ever listens to the podcast, he's amazing. Sales guy, he's amazing. The GM is amazing. Did I say that? The GM's amazing.
Is he related?
He's my son-in-law.
Well, yeah.
He has a vested interest in being amazing for our business. No, he's been great. He has been amazing. Seriously. He took to it. He during COVID, so he was the director of nursing. Was a nurse. Then he went into management. COVID happened, and he said, man, I got to find something to do outside of healthcare. I said, well, I'm getting ready to start this business. I need somebody with good leadership skills, good computer skills, excellent with people of all generations, and he's like, what are you talking about? And I told him what we were doing, and he goes, I don't know anything about that stuff. And I said, you know about computers, you know about people, you know about caring for people. That's what you need to know. The technical stuff, we can pick that up. That guy could tell you more about roofing, windows, siding, gutters, whatever. I've learned more about roofing, siding, windows, gutters than I ever thought I would in my life.
Yeah.
But the fact that I get to control my calendar, the team is intentional on, I asked them, I was like, do you guys, does it bother you that I'm retired now, more involved, possibly, and they were like, no, we love having you around, but we also know that it's our job to make sure you don't have to be.
Yeah, you got workers like that. You really don't need to.
These guys are great, man. They're just incredible folks. Looking to hire a couple more guys as we move over into some West Virginia space, and you're excited about that. But I'm looking forward to taking a bike trip. I know this guy that's got this place in Bryson City, and he was saying I should come down for a ride. Maybe, I don't know, you might know him.
Well, I mean, either in April or May or April, however you want to say it.
May or April, yeah. I might come down in April or May. But yeah, looking forward to trying to squeeze a 3, 4, 5 day weekend. Do it during that time frame. Come down and see you.
Yeah, I just can't do it that weekend of May the 8th. That's one of the things that I've gotten into over this past 2 years is, as many of you know, and Chris, in a past life, I was a U.S. Army paratrooper, and it's always been something that I've missed. Being in the military for so long, and being airborne, it sort of brainwashes you that you think that you're elite and better than everybody else. It's not really brainwashing. You are. So not having that really in my life as far as that type of camaraderie and being around like-minded warriors that are better than anybody else in the world, that we commonly refer to as legs. You know,
Hey now. Hey now.
but I did find an organization. I had seen him a long time ago, and a buddy of mine, Bob Heinrich, he's like, "Hey man, have you seen this? These guys are jumping out of planes, and it's like right down the street from your house." And I was like, "Yeah, Bob, I looked into them, 10, 15 years ago. I just wasn't interested in doing it at that time. But I've been out of the military for almost 20 years at this point. So it's like I have this itch that I don't know how to scratch. And, I went out there and I talked to him. I said, I would love to work with you guys. It's a nonprofit organization. I was a jump master. What can I do? They're like, oh, well, let's get you spun up. So been just going through the motions with them over the past year, getting reacquainted with the equipment, and throwing people out of an airplane. We contract out a 83 or 87-year-old C-47 that flew three missions over D-Day, dropped the 82nd out on the first pass, went back and pulled back 2 gliders throughout D-Day for the invasion. It's awesome.
That's cool. I saw your video.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, but we have a water jump here in Florida on the 8th of May, and I need to be back here for that, which is, and the guys that come out for that and girl that come out for that, we have a guy that, if the FAA is listening, he is 85 years old because I don't think he's 75 years old because you can't
75.
jump. Yeah, you can't jump after 75.
75.
He's not 75. Neither was President Bush.
Oh yeah, this guy's like, he may be a World War II veteran for all I know. He's up there.
I doubt he's World War II. He could be
bless him.
Vietnam.
He.
Vietnam.
Oh no.
Korea?
His age starts with a 9.
Oh, wow. Okay. Right on. And he's jumping with you guys?
Every water jump.
Dude, that's so cool.
Puts the parachute on and just stands there like,
Shove me out the window.
Yeah. We got one guy, he's a ranger, he's a double amputee, jumps with his rescue dog, which is a Malinois, puts him in a harness, snaps him into the D-rings, he just lays right across his lap, the dog goes out, happy as can be. The dog, yeah, it's a she, and she's just can't wait. Jumps up in the plane on her own.
That's
like,
so
let's
cool.
go, boss.
So
Yeah.
cool.
We have a few guys that are paraplegics from the waist down. I've helped them put their parachutes on. The one guy's like, hey, can you fix these leg straps for me? I was like, nope. I'm not reaching in there and fixing nothing for you. I was like, can you feel them? He's like, I was like, don't worry about the leg straps, buddy.
Don't worry about it then.
They ain't crushing nothing you can feel anyway, fucker.
Ouch.
You just want me to cop a feel.
Joe's, man. It
doesn't end. It never ends.
It never ends. Never ends.
I met a guy out there
That's so funny.
last jump. I can't remember his name. SAS. They teach classes on some of the missions this guy's been on.
Yeah.
He jumped with them as a photographer back in the 80s, and all the heavy equipment. He had a malfunction, and this is free fall.
Yeah.
Malfunction happened, popped his reserve. The reserve wrapped around all of the camera equipment on his head and the parachute that was malfunctioned. Screaming in, he couldn't see anything. The parachute it just basically covered his face. He just knew that he kept falling. Somehow the parachute deployed at like 200 feet
Oh,
above.
oh,
It slowed him up enough to just allow, I think, 6 discs in his back to disintegrate.
good Lord.
He's up and walking. He's in his 70s or 80s. He still jumps.
Wow.
Yeah, some of us are crazy. But
You said like-minded, and all I could think about was loose-minded.
well, there's that. There's that.
Hey, we have another guy that subscribes that I worked with years ago at EMC, Pat Hanner. Hopefully he's tuning in and catching up with us. But you just reminded me of relationships and old acquaintances. And I saw your video, and I thought, that's awesome. I still don't want to do it,
No.
but it looks pretty cool. But
No,
I don't know why.
It.
Yeah, I don't know why not. It's like you get on a motorcycle, you go 140 miles an hour, and you don't wear seatbelts in the '69 Camaro, because you didn't
Why?
then. Why would you do it now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's anytime you can get a group of guys together that were in the military. I mean, first of all, the shit talking, it's next level.
Oh, it's insane.
It's next level, right? And then when you can throw in a Canadian or a Brit or somebody,
Oh, yeah. It takes it to a whole other level.
that's another level. And then the fact that you guys are doing this with guys that are wounded warriors, man. There's I saw your video and I was like, that's an admirable thing to do.
Yeah, I love it. I love being a part of it. We have weekly phone calls talking about the operations that we have and the different things that we're doing with the nonprofit. So it's been really, really therapeutic for me.
Yeah, I bet.
Especially just jumping. And it's funny, I went up and jumped, did a water jump in November, and I was just ecstatic, hooting and hollering. And then there was a moment where I'm looking down and I'm thinking to myself, I'm jumping into a body of water in Florida. Where's the
How far you
gators?
guys? Where's the gators?
Oh no, they're out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there's we jump into a place called Lake Dora, and there's like 15-foot alligators in the lake. But we got all the pontoon boats going around, and it just scares the gators away. So there is that added level of, well, it is a body of water in Florida. There is a alligator somewhere in the water, if not more.
Yeah. Well, if there wasn't some inherent risk involved,
Why do it?
what what's the point? What was it that kid said to you when we were out in Death Valley? You guys are idiots. You old guys ride like you're on fire. And you said, "You ever heard that saying? You got wild hair up your ass?" And he said, "Yeah, I've heard that saying." He said, "Every once in a while, you got to pluck one out."
Yeah.
I'll never forget that. The look on that kid's face was like, "Oh, these guys are batshit crazy."
What's funny is I have no recollection of that story whatsoever, but it's exactly what I would say.
Hey, I'll tell you when it was. I'll tell you exactly when it was. Do you remember when we left? We had stopped and we had all lined up and we were, I don't know, taking pictures of this long straight stretch. All the bikes lined up. It was desolate. We're in Death Valley.
Was this after the coyote that came running to the middle of the road when we were
Do
doing?
you remember the
100
trip?
Some odd, yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember
Yeah,
the conversation.
Wile E. Coyote tried to take me out at about 1:30 around this corner. Oh man, it was fun times. We've had so many good trips.
Was it the jackass that rode with us that?
We were
How long-
leaving. Yeah, it wasn't the coyote trip. It was the petrified forest.
Okay.
And you said he either keeps up or he goes home. And we took off, and we had two.
Okay, now I remember. Yeah. Okay, yep.
Two, three guys
I
were
didn't
home.
like that guy, so I blocked him out in my memory.
Yeah, you didn't like him at all. He's the one that when he got pulled over by the cops,
He blamed
said-
you. He
goes,
you out of the
"Oh,
lineup.
you're not talking. You don't want me. You want Chris and Yvonne."
Yeah. You want them over there. Officer, they were the ones that were speeding. It wasn't me.
I was like sixth, seventh in the night. I was like, yeah. That was the last trip he ever took with us.
Yeah, I don't think he finished that trip with us. I mean, that was the last day, but we didn't have dinner with him that night. He's like, "You guys doing something?" We're like,
No,
we
he was scarce.
You're not. We are."
Yeah, yeah. That's when you called me because Yvonne and I were at Marriott property. You were at the Hilton property.
Yep. I said, "Don't invite him."
We were going to have dinner and steak over there.
Yeah.
And you were like, "You need to get over here right now. We got to talk about this guy." And but don't bring the guy. And I told Yvonne, I was like, "How close are you to being ready to go?" And he's like, "I haven't even had a shower yet." I said, "Great, let's go." Yeah. And we hopped in an Uber and hauled ass over there and walked into a bar that was half of our ride team lit up about this individual. Mm-hmm. Man.
Don't ride with millennials. That's all I got to say.
Oh, if you're a millennial and you're listening, come ride with us once. You know, you don't know. I've got a son-in-law that rides. He's cool.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. I don't think he's a millennial though. What's after that?
I don't know. Gen Z?
Little kid, man.
I don't know. The children.
27? 6?
Who knows?
8? I don't know. Guy met him. Guy's listening. He was at the wedding. He met him. Ryan's a good dude. He rides one of my other bike, and yeah, he's a good guy to have on a trip. I'd take him on a trip.
I have to get promotional motorcycles for my dog roofing.
I need a custom bike made. Get it painted up. Yeah, with the logos all over it.
Yeah, like Wesley Schultz from the Lumineers when Triumph gave him that bike.
Exactly. I mean, if I was famous like Wesley Schultz, but...
Well, I mean, if Triumph listens, they can give you a bike. I think they should.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like that whole Kevin Bacon 1 degree of separation.
Right.
Yeah, we're first degree with Wesley.
You gave Wes one.
I know. Yeah, we're like best friends, right?
Like,
yeah.
Jim will tell you. He'll get us a bike. I would love to get that 57 Chevy, though. I ain't gonna lie. Anyway, pipe dreams. What else could we cover in the second half of our first edition that we didn't record, but now we're recording?
No, I think we're pretty much in the sweet spot. I mean, we're 32 minutes in.
Are we caught up?
Yeah,
sort of.
So, I mean, this is sort of like a hint of what's to come, right? It's sort of like what is it when the chef sends you out a meal of
the amuse-bouche?
Yes, this is the amuse-bouche.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched Jim Jeffries' Tolerable?
I don't think I've seen that.
I may have made you watch it. I don't know. If you've never seen this, and anybody that's listening to this, look for this on Netflix. You need to watch this. You will literally laugh your ass off. But there's a point in there where he talks about the amuse-bouche, and this is the amuse-bouche. This is what the chef has prepared for you. And he's like, oh, well, shit. The chef, you say. Oh, the chef's cooking dinner, honey. You know, and I'm taking it well out of context, especially for you that have listened to it. You're like, don't fucking ruin it. You need to watch this. My wife and I, we rate people that come over to our house on whether they laugh or not watching that.
Oh.
Yeah, this is my number one. My number two is the old Joe Rogan, not the new one. The new one sucked ass. Sorry, Joe. But the one before that was brilliant. The one he just released in San Antonio, the crowd just wasn't there, Joe. It just wasn't there. You were working with the wrong crowd, and they were not feeling you.
Wow. That's rough.
No, that's the truth. I mean, they weren't with him on that special. I'm surprised he let it go. But, you know, he's making that money. He's making that big dollar. He'll never listen to this. I ain't worried about that shit. So, yeah, we could probably wrap up. But, yeah, Tolerable. Jim Jeffries.
I'm writing it down.
You need to.
Sounds like a winner. Man,
is.
I've seen some good TV lately. Reacher's back on. That's good.
I heard there's another season. Did it just start?
Yeah.
Did they release all of it at once, or do I have to wait?
They released 3. They dropped 3 the opening day, and then last night another episode dropped.
Okay.
1923 is back out with its next season.
Yep, saw that.
Landman.
Haven't watched any of that.
All
right.
You need to watch Landman.
Okay.
You need to watch Landman.
Yep.
I don't know about all the rest of y'all listening, but James, I've known James for a long time. Spent many miles on road trips with him on bikes. Dude, I'm telling you, this show was written for you.
Oh God.
You need to see it.
I am afraid.
You haven't seen it at all.
No.
Oh, dude, you need to watch it. So it's watch a couple episodes and shoot me a text. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Watch a couple episodes, shoot me a text.
Did you watch Severance on Apple?
Oh yeah, that's back out with another season too.
Yep. It's really good. Now here's my thing. And I was telling Rhoda about this, and this goes to anybody that Netflix, Tim Cook at Apple. Listen, you have all the episodes. Fucking give them to me. Let me consume them on my time. Stop making me wait for a week. This is like in 1976 waiting for the next Dukes of Hazzard to come out. I gotta wait a goddamn week. No, I want them all now.
We just binged watch Zero Day, which again another show you should watch.
No, we've watched one episode on that, and I was like, all right. And Rhoda's like, that's really intense before I go to bed.
Have you watched Paradise?
Earlier. What's one?
Paradise.
I don't think so. What's that on?
Check it out. I think that's Netflix too. Maybe Prime. I can't remember.
discovered. Well, my daughter discovered.
Apple. Shoot, where is it?
It's great. I like having all of the streaming services. so my daughter comes to me the other day. She's like, I'm watching The Office again. I'm like, how are you watching The Office again? She goes, Peacock. I was like, we don't have Peacock. She said, no, the Roku does. I was like,
Hulu.
What do you mean? Okay. I was like, what do you mean the Roku has it? She goes, we have Roku here at the house.
Yeah.
The Airbnb has the same Roku. We're all on the same plan.
Yeah.
But if people stay at the Airbnb
you're not on the same plan, James. Those are 2 independent Roku sticks that you've procured with 2 separate logins.
If people log into the cabin and don't log out, it stays logged in here in Tampa at my house. So we've been going on and watching HBO and Peacock and all the channels. And I sort of feel guilty, but not really. It makes me giggle a little. When I click on the HBO, the Max,
Yeah.
there's 2 profiles that show up. And it's like Skylar and Sean. And they have like 2 children's symbols, like their children's accounts.
Okay.
And we're watching TVMA, all of these shows. It's like,
Dude's
there's some kid that's like 9 years old, and the parent's gonna go into the room and turn on their TV and be like, "How did you watch? Why did? You,
Yeah.
What?
What's that on your profile?
Why did you watch the Chronicles of Diddy and the parties that he had? What's this thing with Sean Combs?" And the kids can be like, "I didn't watch it," and they're like, "No." It's showing that you watched the entire episode, the entire season.
Yeah. Watch Landman. Log in and watch Landman on that little kid's profile. Send his parents in for freaking cardiac arrest.
I get a chuckle out of it knowing that I'm getting some kid framed for some shit they didn't do, and they have no clue.
It's all right. He's ratted somebody out at some point. His dad's probably laughing all day long. That'll teach little Johnny. That'll teach little Johnny. All right. So next week, let's talk about.
Alaska trip.
All right, that's the amuse-bouche.
Okay.
That's all you're getting, people. Because if you didn't tune in for the first 35 minutes
that weren't recorded.
That weren't recorded, you missed a pretty good story. But I'll rehash it next week when it's not old news new to James. It'll be a week. You'll have a week to watch Landman and Zero Day and Paradise. You got to watch Paradise on Hulu.
Okay.
Dude, it makes you think. Makes you think. Some good stuff. Did you watch Dark Matter on Apple?
Maybe.
Oh, so not to ruin anything, but the premise of the story is this: scientist gets knocked in the head.
No. Yes. I saw that.
Timeline trait
in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yep. Saw it. That was great.
Dark Matter was amazing. Anyway,
what was the one where the Russians got to the moon before the Americans? What was that?
That was on Apple Plus, and it was fantastic. It was an alternate timeline, and
it was really good.
It was really good, really well done. What was the name of that?
For Mankind or something like that?
For All Mankind.
Yeah.
Very good.
I also enjoyed Harrison Ford. It's like a comedy where he's shrinking on Apple.
Oh yeah?
You would enjoy that. It'll make you laugh out loud in a couple areas.
I'll have to check it out. Right.
All right, let's wrap this up. Thank you, everybody, if you made it this far in, and hopefully you check us out another time. But we're going to close
the show. Hold on.
All right.
If you made it this long, the only people that made it this long was us. We went twice as long because we didn't record the first half.
Yeah, I know.
For all of you that are tuning in, thank you for staying with us for the length of a normal episode.
I know.
All right, brother.
As my wife is commonly referred to me so lovingly, I'm a fucking Nimrod. So, there you go.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
That's an oldie but a goodie.
That's an oldie but a goodie. We'll tune in next week, folks.
All right. Later, Chris. Ryder out.
Ryder out, brother.